Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video of TechWafer. Hopefully you are having a great time. Adil here, your host, and in this video I'm going to review and quickly unbox the Realme's C12, and it has Helios G35 chipset with 6000 mAh battery and a huge screen. We'll dig further into this one, and it also has the chipset that's similar to the Realme C11. And if you have not watched my review of this device, you can click on the card icon right here, I guess. And now moving on to the quick unboxing section of the Realme C12. Here we go. And before moving on to that, if you have not subscribed to TechWafer already, a sub would be amazing. Here we go. As far as the pricing is concerned, the Realme C12 sits in a very sweet spot, and it is competing against the devices like Redmi's 8A and Redmi 8. However, those devices were launched quite earlier, and it is just launched with the refreshing design, which makes it an appealing choice to the consumers. Realme just changed their design pattern with the C series, and it is really refreshing to know that they are working on their designs and they are improving it, because we've been looking at the devices from Realme with the same design patterns for the past 2 years, and now it feels really good to have devices with the designs like this and this. This is really refreshing. There's little change at the back pattern. Except for that, there are a lot of similarities between the Realme C11 and the C12 in terms of the design. Well, the matte grippy finish is not new though, but the Realme has refreshed the design with the Realme C12, and they are providing a refreshed pattern at the back that improves the overall in-hand feel of the device as well as the user experience. And the matte finish at the back not only resists the smudge but also improves the in-hand feel even though it is a large device. And yes, the 6000 mAh battery of the Realme C12 definitely adds its portion into the weight, and the total weight of this device is 209 grams. Even when you are using it single-handedly, the operations are pretty simple. However, the Realme has opted to cut the cost with the micro USB cable rather than the Type-C cable, which is usually available in this price segment, and I've been urging them to add a USB Type-C port in their devices, but every company has their own set of rules that they have to follow. And considering the price range, I think the USB micro cable is also acceptable. And Realme C12 definitely provides a HD Plus panel that's 720 pixels of resolution on a 6.5 inches screen on Realme C12. That may not sound a lot sharper, but it is considerably sharp enough that you'll be able to enjoy the movies and the rest of the stuff without any noticeable issue. Whether you are watching YouTube videos, movies, photos, as well as social media, or playing games like Candy Crush or PUBG, even though that doesn't perform very well, we'll talk about that in the gaming section, still it is a good display. And as far as the brightness level of the Realme C12 screen is concerned, it is bright enough. And one other thing that I was surprised while watching YouTube video on the Realme C12 was the sound quality and the loudness of the sound. It definitely has loud sound, and the speakers perform quite well during a lot of scenarios. You are going to find the power button along with the volume rockers placed at the right side of the device. You are also going to find the SIM tray with a dedicated microSD card slot on the left side. If you look at the bottom of the device, you are going to find the speaker grill along with micro USB cable connector and a microphone with 3.5mm headphone jack. And if you look at the back of the device, you are going to find a square camera fashion with a triple camera setup and a LED flash at the top left corner. And apart from that, you are also going to find fingerprint scanners placement that is easily approachable in the Realme C12 that was not available earlier in the Realme C11. And you're right that the storage isn't that enough, but luckily there's an option to upgrade the storage up to 256 GB with the micro SD card slot that's dedicated, so you do not have to sacrifice a SIM slot. On the paper, this combination of chipset, RAM and the storage may sound great, but in real life scenarios, it really is not. Let me explain why. If you are a tech enthusiast and you've been following the tech channels, you might be aware of that the Android 10 is really a resource consuming software, and the Realme's user interface, even though is great, but it still consumes. And here I'd like to clear that I do not have any complaints about the software or the user interface. The Realme skin is really a great one. As far as my experience is concerned, it is one of the finest user interface that we are getting on Android devices for the time being. I personally tried playing games like Clash of Clans and also Clash Royale, and I didn't face any stutter or freezes while I was playing those. And another big change that I became aware while I was using this smartphone is that the Realme has added the stock Google Phone, Contacts and Messages app, and that is great because these apps consumes a lot less resources.
We captured A. We lost the lead. Enemy taking B.
Focus and check.
Enemy has Bravo. Target's inside. Bravo. Enemy has B. Enemy shield turret deployed. We're capturing C. Losing A. We lost A. Heads up, team. Enemy UAV spotted. We captured C. Be advised. Hostile Predator missile inbound. UAV online. Get down, sniper! I'm hurt! Warning, enemy nuke has been launched. Repeat, enemy nuke has been launched. Losing Charlie.
एक और।
हेडर आपको बोलनी होगी नहीं आ सकता
नहीं, ऐसे ही नहीं चला।
We're capturing Alpha. We're capturing B.
Now it's time for the cameras, and speaking about those, it has a triple AI camera setup at the back, and speaking of that, it has 13 megapixel sensor at the back with 2 megapixel black and white and a 2 megapixel macro lens. Apart from that, you're also getting a 5 megapixel sensor at the front, and that is my personal favorite because I found out that the quality of the pictures captured with the front camera are really great even compared to the rear camera setup. As far as the photos quality is concerned, photos are pretty sharp with the vibrant colors and a decent white balance. Apart from that, the exposure is always toward the brighter side to make photos look more cheerful and exciting. Well, you may not find a lot of sharpness, but as far as the pictures for the social media is concerned, they are pretty okay, or I would say great. As far as the performance of the macro camera is concerned, I didn't find it really usable. However, the quality of the pictures that were captured with that camera are at least usable, and the portrait mode of the Realme C12 also works surprisingly well. As far as the video quality is concerned, I've captured a few samples and you can judge it by yourself. Here we go. Okay guys, so here's a camera sample or camera test of Realme C12, and as you can see, it's being shot at 1080p 30 frames per second. The dynamic range is quite great. The blacks are a bit deeper and the whites are differentiated properly. Apart from that, as you can see, the green color is prominent here because I'm in the fields. Okay, so here's a camera sample and a voice test from the Realme C12's front sensor, just in case if anybody or any person is interested in vlogging. So I'm recording this for that purpose. Apart from that, the colors are vibrant, it is pretty accurate, and the depth of field is also good. It is separating me from my background. So as far as the quality of the video is concerned, I think it is decent considering it has only 5 megapixel sensor at the front. Well, now it is time to discuss the battery life of the Realme C12, and as you are very well aware, it has a 6000 mAh battery. That is a large battery that we are getting in this device, but is it worth it? Let's find out. Well, in this price segment, I think this is the largest battery that we are getting, because normally the phones in this price segment provides 5000 mAh battery at max, and I had expected this phone to provide at least 2 days of battery power, and fortunately it didn't fall in that. And it lasted for 2 days while I was playing games like Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and apart from that I was testing the camera of this smartphone by capturing photos and as well as recording videos from the front and as well as the back camera. And the battery life surprisingly is not top notch, but luckily it lasted for at least 2 days under the normal usage, and I think that is a great battery life that we are getting here. And now it is time for the verdict, and the phones that falls in this price segment usually do not have design like this. You are not going to find any device that is launched till the date I am recording this video that has a design that's as refreshing as this one. The only problem with this smartphone is its chipset, and if you are not concerned about the power intensive game or power intensive apps, I think this device is the best one that you can get in this price segment, but only if you are not concerned about the chipset performance. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and also subscribe to TechWafer for more fresh content like this. See you in the next one. Till then, peace out.